Hello and welcome back to another FPL video. Game week 32 is now all finished and game week 33 is literally right around the corner. It is literally tomorrow is the deadline, so it's a quick change around from game week 32 to 33. So we're going to go through my team selection for game week 33. But before we go through any of that, we're going to look back at how I just got on in game week 32. And I'm telling you now, it was shocking. And this is how I got on then in game week 32, and it was shocking. Now I'm telling you now, before this game week happened, I knew I was going to take a red arrow. I didn't think it was going to be this bad, if I'm being honest. It's been a horrible, horrible weekend again. This is 3 weekends in a row now I've had to take big, massive red arrows. Before this 3 week horrible run, I was in the top 20k. I'm now nearly hitting 200k. It's been awful. It all started with Friday night, so I'm confident my team, yes, it will get a red, but it ain't going to be too bad. Now, I made 2 transfers earlier, brought in Slanky and Salah, because I was really annoyed with game week 31. I saw a lot of people were going to free hit for this game week, and I was trying my best not to do it. I was umming and ahhing, but because I made those transfers early, I talked myself out of doing it. I knew I had 10 players, so I was going to take Reece James out last minute. I was waiting for Arsenal team news, and I was going to take him out and put somebody else in. I completely forgot what time it was, and before I knew it, the deadline had passed, and I was panicking because at this time I had 10 players for sure, and I wasn't even sure Zinchenko was playing. Thankfully, I was about to say thankfully he did, but there was literally no point in that. But anyway, we'll talk about it in a minute. But yeah, so I started off with that in the weekend, so that should have told me right then and there it was going to be a bad, bad game week. So I've ended up on 39 points. Coincidentally, that is now 2 weeks in a row I've had 39 points. That's very bad. Awful, awful, awful. And I've taken a massive, massive red arrow. I think I've jumped up 80k now. Awful. I was just over 100k now, 181k. Terrible there. Now, I did a free hit video, a team that I would have done if I was going to free hit, and I just worked out how many points that would have given me, and that would have given me 61 points. Now, if I'm honest, that isn't actually great. It's not as much as I would have liked, and the actual points that I would have needed to not get a red arrow would have been 63. So, even with a free hit team, the one I was planning on doing, I still would have got a red arrow. Not a massive red one, just a little tiny one, I reckon. But yeah, even that would have given me red arrow. So maybe it's not too bad I didn't free hit for now. We'll see after game week 34 how it looks. But right now, I'm hurting bad, man. I'm really hurting. But anyway, let's go through the team now. So then in goal, I had Raya, obviously. He was the only one that was playing. They're 1-0 up Brentford for God knows how long. It looked like they were going to hold off this 1-0 win, and I'm thinking, please, please keep the clean sheet. No, Aston Villa conceded right at the end. Lovely. I was certainly not happy about that, kicking off about it. Really gutting that one, especially after what happened Friday night. So to see that happen, because not only do I lose out on points from Raya, I've also got Henry. So that's double Brentford defence, gone from 12 points to 4 in a matter of seconds. Ouch, that one was hard to take. Newcastle, I mean, I'm watching that. I've got double Newcastle defence. I'm seeing they're 5-0 up at half time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jesus Christ, they're battering Spurs. And I'm thinking at half time, that's it now. They're going to sit back and relax and Spurs are going to score. Admittedly, I thought I'd score more than one. But either way, it didn't matter. One was more than enough. And 4 minutes into the second half, of all people, Harry Kane goes and scores. So, thinking I'm going to get a nice 12-point cushion. No, again, I only ended up with 4. So instead of having 24 points out of those 4 players, I ended up with 8. Massive difference there. Did not want that to happen. And then to top it all off, the first game, Arsenal. Like I said, I missed the team news. I missed the deadline. So when I've seen straight away, obviously before the Arsenal games kicked off, as Zinchenko starting, I'm not going to lie, I was buzzing. I was so relieved. I was buzzing, thinking, get in there. 1 minute and Southampton score. So straight away, my clean sheet went. I was fuming. Then it was 2-0. I was fuming. And then just before half time, hits the yellow card, and then I turned the TV off. Mate, I was absolutely vexed with Zinchenko. 0 from him. So I've gone from having 10 players to 9 players there. So absolutely, he's been a terrible buy from me since I put him in. I brought him in because I thought clean sheets. But the last few games, Arsenal, they've been shocking. They're not keeping clean sheets. They're not winning games at the minute. They're losing the title to Man City if they keep playing like this. It's been poor. And he's been poor for me. So yeah, my defence and my goalkeeping wasn't great. My midfield doesn't get much better. Well, basically James Maddison's annoyed me. Leicester City have really annoyed me more. So the team fixtures are coming in for 3 o'clock kickoffs, and I'm just going through them as I do. And I've gone to Leicester and I've looked at it and I've gone, have I read that right? I've looked at the whole squad. Maddison's not even in the squad. There was no mention of an injury. There was nothing. Nothing from coming from the James Maddison camp. Nothing coming from Leicester. And Maddison's not even in the squad. He didn't play a single minute. There's me thinking, praying that he's going to score or get an assist against Wolves. He weren't even involved. He wasn't even there. So I've gone from having 10 players to 9 players to 8 players this game week. So that's another reason why my week's been terrible. 8 players for this game week. That is not what I planned for ahead of this game week. So yeah, got nothing from James Maddison at all. Jarrod Bowen on the other hand, should I say, got a nice little assist. That's now, what, 4 games in a row now he's got returns for me. So at least this guy's doing something. Obviously, I didn't expect West Ham to batter Bournemouth the way they did. But when I saw that it was 4-0, because I wasn't watching the game, but when I saw it was 4-0, I was thinking, Jesus Christ, has Jarrod Bowen got a goal in here? Or he must have gotten a goal. No, he didn't get any goals. So, to be honest, 1 assist, yes, I'm slightly happy, but I was really hoping he would get a goal. Unfortunately, didn't happen. Just got the assist. I'm gonna have to take the assist. But yeah, it would have been nice more. When West Ham score 4 goals, you kind of expect Jarrod Bowen to get more than just 1 assist. And then finally, Mo Salah. I mean, finally, should I say, my pick for captain actually worked. So really happy with that. Was it the one to go for? No, apparently not. It was my striker, but either way, I actually got a return on a captain. It's been the first time in a while, so I'll take that. So yeah, Salah was one of my 2 transfers, so that one worked out a treat. So I brought him in, and thankfully he got a goal. I mean, I expected Liverpool to beat Forest, but I wasn't expecting it to be a close game, and I thought Salah would get more than 1 goal than he did. I had to take the goal though, but yeah, I got a goal, 14 points for Mo Salah. Near enough half my points came from Mo Salah, so thank God for that. Striker wise, I mean, Solanke, I did actually think he was going to score against West Ham. I thought Bournemouth, they're doing really well at the minute, obviously at home. They can give West Ham a good go. It's a relegation battle here. It's going to be a tight game. I did not expect West Ham to batter them 4-0. So I got nothing from Solanke, just appearance points. So that was an absolutely shocking performance. And Ivan Toney, I mean, Aston Villa is a tough game. A lot of people have taken him out of their team. He didn't get a yellow card. That's a bonus, by the way. So he's definitely playing in game week 33. And he got the goal. He scored. Fantastic. Buzzing about that. So yeah, got the goal. Got 3 bonus points, which is always good. So I'll definitely take that. So Ivan Toney, Mo Salah, got 23 points between them. And the rest of my team, where? Really? Where? I mean, no, Bowen got an assist, so 3 players returned, 5 players didn't, 3 players didn't even turn up. So an absolute shocking performance again from my team. Honestly, I'm really hating it right now. I'm praying to the God that Game Week 33 gets better, because at the minute, I can't even look at the app. I can't even look at my team. It's so hard. I'm struggling to watch football because we're playing that bad. It's really frustrating. Thankfully, though, Man United went through into the final of the FA Cup. That's all I can think of from this game week. It's just happened. So then, let's try to look ahead and try to look positively at game week 33. And this is going to be my team selection so far. So I've not made any transfers as of yet. I've got the 1 free transfer. I'm not sure if I'm going to make one just yet. I might have to, obviously regarding with the Madison injury, whatever's wrong with him. I'm not really looked into news at the minute, but I'll have to see how he is, and I might have to take him out if he is out for a bit longer. But anyway, goalkeeper wise, I'm going to, I'm leaning towards going for Raya ahead of Kepa. Now, both teams at the back have been shocking recently. Chelsea altogether have been shocking. I'm just going slightly ahead with Raya because he's away, and I think there's a better chance maybe he'll get a save point. I don't think either of these are going to keep a clean sheet, if I'm being honest. But if either of them do, I'm going to go for Raya because Chelsea can't score goals. So, but even then, I do think Chelsea might get the one. I ain't confident with either goalkeeper, to be fair. So I'm expecting after this game week, both of them will have 2-2 in terms of points. So then at the back, I'm going for a back three from the looks of it. Back five at the minute just does not work. It's an absolute shocker. Most defenders at the minute, they're just not getting anything for me. So at the minute, I'm going for a back three. Like I said before, Henry, Brentford got Chelsea. I'm not 100% confident in that. And obviously Zinchenko, Man City away. Not a chance in how I'm going to have an Arsenal defender for that game week. So I'm left with two Newcastle defenders with Trippier and Burn. Now they've got Everton away. Now, if this was at home, I'll be a lot more confident. But it is away. Everton really need a result now. They are in the bottom three currently. So I'm slightly worried about this one. Whether or not Newcastle will actually keep a clean sheet here. It's tough because obviously Everton, they don't really score goals, but they have to score. So I'm hoping they do keep a clean sheet, obviously, but I'm not 100% confident. And Reece James, he's not in there for a clean sheet. He's only in there because I'm hoping and praying. But if Chelsea do score, it comes from him. Either he scores or gets the assist. That's why I've gone for Reece James. I daren't double it up on either one of those teams in Brentford and Chelsea. I'm just going to go for one of each and just take the gamble. Who knows? It could be 0-0. Even if it is 0-0, I'll be annoyed. Because at the end of the day, I've got a Brentford player there who would have had a clean sheet. Because at the minute, he's not my first defender. I mean, my first transfer. He's my second transfer. He's my first defender, though. So, if Burn is out, I might get away with it. But I doubt it. If any one of those defenders doesn't play, it's going to be James. But yeah, hopefully James gets a return because he's not highly owned. And he's a great, great player. But Chelsea just bad, man. Just bad. So then onto my midfield now. As you can see, James Maddison is in there. Now, I should have already done this before I did the video, but I've just checked news on James Maddison, and it turns out it was only an illness that he had, which is even more frustrating. I don't know how he can't play with an illness, but it looks like he could be back for the Leeds game, which is a massive game. Another massive game for Leicester. It is away, it's a tough game, but Leeds are conceding a lot of goals at the minute, so if this is the case and Madison does start, it does make me think about what to do in my transfer, because if I was going to make one, I probably was going to take him out. So I might decide now to change it a bit, but at the minute it looks like he could play. Honestly, I reckon he'll be on the bench for the game, so that's my worry. So I'll have to look at more team news after this, but for now it looks like he might play against Leeds. Now obviously I've gone for double Brighton for the Forest away game. It's a tough game going to Forest. Brighton, they've just lost in the FA Cup semi-final, which I do think they deserve to be in the final, so I do think they'll give Man City a great game, but they're not. I'm hoping they bounce back from that unfortunate defeat. Obviously it was on penalties, so it's an even more of a sucker punch, I reckon. But I'm really hoping they bounce back quickly and they really batter Forest. And hopefully McAllister gets an hat-trick and Matoma gets all 3 assists. That's what I'm hoping for. It's a tough fixture because Forest need a win. But Brighton, they want to bounce back quickly. And hopefully they do. And then Mo Salah, final midfielder on here. West Ham away, that's a tough game. Obviously West Ham just won 4-0. So they'll be high in morale. Hoping to really get another win under their card. Liverpool, you just don't know what Liverpool are going to turn up. One thing I do know is don't buy defenders because clearly it's not going to work out for you. But Mo Salah's going to play at the end of the day. Whether or not he'll score is another thing. But he's not been too bad this season, to be fair. But it is going to be a tough game for Liverpool. Confidence-wise, I'm not actually that confident they'll score many goals against West Ham as it's away, but it's Mo Salah. If is he going to be my captain? I'm not 100% sure for now, but at the minute he is captain. It might change. But yeah, that's a tough game, West Ham away. 50-50, they could either be a 0-0, Liverpool batter them, or it could be like a 3-2. That's not even 50-50. I don't know why I said 50-50 now, but anything can happen in that game. And obviously, Jarrod Bowen, he's on my bench. I've just put him on bench. It's a bit mad, really, considering he's got 4 returns in 4 games. And he did score against Liverpool, so this could change. I don't know, because Liverpool are terrible at the back, saying that. So he might start. We'll have to see. I might change my mind. But for now, he is the first person on my bench. Right then, so finally, my strikers gone for a front three, all-out attack. So Erling Haaland's back in my team, thankfully. He's got Arsenal at home there now. This is a massive game for the Premier League. Whoever wins this, I reckon, wins the league. So Arsenal have to attack. And if they're attacking, they're vulnerable at the back, especially if Zinchenko's playing. So there is a good chance that he's going to get a lot of chances, Haaland. Now, I don't know anything about Saliba's injury because I'm not following it because I don't have any interest in bringing it into my team. So if Rob Holding is going to be starting in this game as well, this gives a massive opportunity, I think, for Haaland to score as well, because I don't think he's good enough for the Premier League. So if that's the case, it's really 50-50 on whether to captain him or Salah now. I might go for Haaland just because he's at home, if I'm being honest. Currently it is Salah, but it might be Haaland by the end of the deadline. Now, with him, I've got Solanke. Now, when I brought Solanke in for the West Ham game, I had this game in mind as well. Southampton, it is away, but it's bottom of the league. If he's going to have any chance of scoring, it's got to be against the team at the bottom, surely. But it is a massive game for both teams. If Bournemouth win, it gives them a massive step to safety. If Southampton win, it keeps them alive. So, like I always say, I don't care who wins or loses these games. If I don't have any defenders from those teams, I'm all about whether my guys score. So, I don't care if Solanke gets battered 5-2, as long as he scores 2 goals. So, it's a great chance for him to score because Southampton are weak at the back. So, I'm hoping it works out, because I did think West Ham and Bournemouth, there's a good chance he'll get some returns. So far, he's given me nothing. So let's pray to God he scores in this game. And then finally, Ivan Toney's up front. Now, Chelsea on paper in the past looks tough, man. You don't want that. You don't want your striker for that game. But Chelsea are dog. They are absolutely dog now. They were decent at the start of the season. Then they sacked Tuchel. Then they're average. They just couldn't score a goal. And they sacked Potter, bringing Lampard, and now they're just dog. They can't score and they can't do anything right at the minute. So I can see Tony scoring. He scored 2 against Man City, so I'm pretty confident he could do well against Chelsea here, because they are absolutely awful. They're all over the place. So I'm hoping to God he does score. I know he had a card be also great, because I don't want a 2-game suspension from him. So yeah, Ivan Toney against Chelsea, I think it's a great chance for him. So in terms of that 1-3 transfer I've got, I'm not going to make a transfer on my strikers. I'm happy with those front 3 for now. I'm gonna have to wait till the deadline, and this time I definitely won't miss the deadline for James Maddison. So we'll see more on that. If he's not starting, I might just take him out, to be honest. But if that isn't the case and he does start, then I might lean towards maybe making a transfer at the back, whether that's Reece James, Henry, Zinchenko, or Dan Burn. So Trippier is definitely going to stay, but it'll be one of them 4 I might change. I'm not going to change my goalkeeper because there's not anybody out there that I can afford that I want. So if there's anybody, it'd probably be Edison. But I don't think I can afford him really. I think I'm just short there. But if I'm... No, I won't go for Edison. It will be a defender or Maddison that will come out. Now, who that will be, I'll have to look at it more into it. But for now, it's going to stay like that. Obviously, I'm going to free hit in game week 34, so I could just roll a transfer, make a pointless one for 34, and then free hit, and then yeah, there's a lot to think about really, but for sure the Brighton players stay in, Salah stays in, Raya stays, Trippier stays, the front three is staying, and I don't know if I said Salah staying, but everybody else is up for grabs if I'm being honest. And there you go, that is my team then for game week 33, and God help me, if I get another red arrow I could cry. I'm praying to God that it's all positive, 33, and I finally get a green arrow, man. I need it, I really do need it. It's been an awful 3 weeks. So let's hope for some positivity. Please, I hope you do like this video. I hope you like my suffering. Don't forget to like and subscribe though, and I'll see you all on the next one.